morning, welcome to my channel Pen Bee Photography. I'm Penny and today we're doing details within the landscape. So far I haven't got very far. This is the only patch of garden here that I don't kill by accident, obviously, and we've got some foxgloves coming out. We've got the most perfect dandelion. Yes, I like the weeds that seeded come out, and I've taken a shot of that already, but I thought I might talk you through my shot here that I'm doing with these foxgloves. So let's have a look. Right, so what I'm doing is I'm doing a close-up of the details of this particular foxglove, this white one here, and I'm roughly around about here all the way down to the bottom here, but the difference between exposure up here is quite dramatic to this slightly more shadowy area in the bottom here. So I am exposing for the highlights, and then in Lightroom probably I will bring up the shadows a little bit. Now I've got my camera set on a tripod. I'm not a massive fan of tripods, but when you're photographing details like this, it's a lot easier to have it on a tripod. Right, so this is the back of the camera. I don't think you're going to see the picture, you can just see the reflection of my hands moving around. But what I wanted to show you is I've got the camera on manual focus, so it's not going to automatically focus when I press the button. I can do this, it's a very still day, so there's not much wind, so doing detailed photography on a windy day it would be difficult. But so there's no wind, and I just want to get the focus really good. So if you're on manual focus on a lot of these cameras, you can zoom in, especially if you're on a mirrorless camera and you're going from the back here, you can zoom in to focus and it makes life a lot easier. There's a little magnifying glass here. You can not just use that for when after you've shot the picture, you can use it whilst you're shooting the photo, and then if you can zoom up really close, and then you can get a really nice sharp picture. So that's a nice, and a lot of definitely mirrorless cameras have these buttons here. Once you've focused your picture by pressing that button, and you can see how close, so that again, zoom, 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 and then you can just check you've got your focus nicely. Now, depending on what aperture you've got this on, if I press info, it might show you the aperture. I am on f11. Now you'd think, well, don't you want that beautiful blurry background? Well, yes I do, but I also want a certain amount of the plant in focus. So I've got it on f11. So the flowers are in focus, the background's so far away that'll be out of focus even at f11. So also the other thing I want to tell you about is if we go a bit close, you can tell if there's a little button on the front of the camera that'll give you an idea of what your aperture is going to look like in terms of depth of field. So if I press the button, it'll give you a rough idea. Maybe if I put it here, it'll give us a better idea. So if we look at this spot here, make sure it's nice and sharp, like so, and then if I press the button at the front, that is what f11 is going to do, and it's much sharper at the front and back. And it's a helpful little tip, and you can adjust where you're going to focus something to helping you get everything you want sharp if you've got the time and it's a subject that's not going to move. And then if I press this button, then I know that's more in the foreground, and I've focused on this spot here, so there's a lot more going back, or not a lot, but some more going back in focus. So yeah, it's great if you've got time to muck about with it. Yeah. details in landscape. Well, same old equipment really is doing normal landscape, but it would be helpful to have a macro lens for the shots I was just doing a minute ago on a tripod. Always helpful, sometimes very useful. But also a telephoto lens, my 100 to 400, helps you take out small details from a larger area. So that would help as well. When I was doing the pictures before, I used an extra light, so you can use a little reflector if you're right up close for a macro, and you can use the light just to make your subject pop, or you can put fake dew on using a little sprayer to spray some water. Make sure it's very, very clean if it was an old chemical bottle, because you don't want to damage anything with old chemicals. So wash it out really well, or buy one that's never had chemicals in it, and you can add a little bit of dew, and that sometimes helps your subject as well. So equipment is, it's no surprise, nothing too shocking, but yeah, I'm having fun. It's good. Trying to do here is shoot through the grass and other flowers and having a point of focus, either just here, just a yellow buttercup amongst the blue and the greens, which is it's lovely, and it's quite nice fun. You can sit in one spot and just start noticing small details. Really lovely, just a mini landscape in itself. What a beautiful day. Well, I think I am done before I turn much redder and hotter. Goodness me, it is a beautiful day, but I am in the direct sunlight. I'm melting. What have I learnt today? That if you see some people doing detailed photography, they'll tell you that you've got to have a tripod and all that sort of malarkey, but I do find that depending on what sort of detail photography you're doing, then a tripod might be helpful. If you're creating a whole scene, putting some dew in there and maybe bringing a light, then a tripod's definitely helpful. But also I've found that I can use my telephoto lens to pick out details from a larger landscape. And also here I have found that actually a tripod would probably hold me back, where I can just sit gently and shoot through grasses and other plants and shoot through things to capture a detail, and using the surrounding area to frame what I'm trying to photograph, using small movements. We got a tractor, here we go. Small movements just to get that composition just right. So I think probably the answer to this video, which would make it completely pointless, but there we go, is you do you, and use the equipment that is right for the situation that you are photographing in. That's my opinion anyway. I'm going to show you some of my favourite photos now, and I hope you like them, but let me know either way. I really enjoy comments in the comments below, so I love reading them and I always reply, so yeah, feel free. And here they are. Right, well, I hope you liked those pictures, and if you enjoyed this video and you've made it to the end, thank you so much. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye for now.